month, I started the month thinking I wasn't going to do a readathon. I wasn't going to do a planned out thing. And then about a week or two in, I suddenly realised there was Spookoplathon. Now, Spookoplathon is Becca in the books, and I'll drop the link down below, does a Monopoly themed TBR game every month. And Spookoplathon is her invitation to us to join in. So I really enjoyed it last year. So I thought I'd do it again this year, roll as I go along to see how many books I got. And I didn't think to do a vlog, so you're just getting a wrap up, even though you didn't get any of the TBR creation. And I managed 4 books. I started 5 books for it, managed 4 books, which isn't that much for a whole month, but given I had basically 2 weeks, yeah, it'll have to do, because it's what I've done. Okay, so the first thing I did was my first roll, I got something from your feed roll. So I went through my social media and I found the Tinkered Star Song series by Gail Carrigan. Book 3 had just come out, so it was all over my social media. So I just read book 2, Demigod 12, and this is a really, really sweet K-pop in space series, romance, and it's just adorable. So that's what Demigod 12 is. It is someone who is being made into a star, having his family coalesce around him, and his romance building, going off into space to become a star, or a god, they put it, but you know. The next one I rolled was Black Cat on the Cover, and I got so I read Why Wakanda Matters, which is a series of academic articles about the Black Panther film, and it was fascinating, utterly fascinating. I'd hardly recommend that if you're at all interested in sociology, religion, film studies, anything like that. Really brilliant set of articles. The next book, Toffee Apple, Sticky Author. So that is something that you think you're going to basically want to read in one sitting. So I read Dome 6, which is the 3rd book in the Tinkered Star Song one. This one's a bit sad. There's like stuff going wrong in people's backstories, and there's like the aftermath of war, and there's a little bit, it gets a bit, it's a sweet romance is what it is, with found family tropes and a lot of K-pop. But this is the saddest, but also the ending of the 3. So yeah, I mean, I don't recommend the whole series, they're brilliant. The next one was Community Shelf, which I just a list of books, pick one out. And I got A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I loved The Priory of the Orange Tree, read through it super quickly, and for some reason finding this one quite hard going. I'm finding it quite difficult to keep track of all the characters, so I'm having to read it a bit slower, and I haven't finished it yet. In fact, I've kind of paused for a minute. I am enjoying it. I will finish it. I'm finding it a bit heavy going, so that's why I didn't finish it in October. But what I did do is, because I usually have 2 books, one physical and one ebook, or sometimes one on my Kindle and one on my library account on my phone. I did have most recent purchase of Sleep No More by Shauna Maguire. I think I must have overlapped it somehow, I'm not quite sure. But that's what I read. So Sleep No More is one of the Toby Day series. This is someone who's half fairy, and then she gets turned into a fish, and she has to come back, and she becomes a PI because urban fantasy, and she just ends up being a hero and going around solving problems around the realm. In this most recent one, she kind of gets gaslit and sent into an alternate universe where everything is a little bit worse, or in some cases a lot worse, especially for her. But by this point she's developed a bunch of friends who can come in after her and get her. So it's really hard to not give spoilers, but it's a really, really brilliant urban fantasy series. And if you like urban fantasy, particularly if you like Shakespeare or California. This is a really great series to go for. So that is the 5 books that I finished or didn't quite finish, which I'm reasonably pleased with. I'm a bit disappointed that I haven't finished this yet, but I've got a bunch of stuff to read and I will finish it hopefully by the end of November. And otherwise it's just a bit too chunky. I need an impetus to pick it up. So now I've got halfway through, I will get to the end and I will be glad I've got to the end, and I probably will keep it. So it's, or I might ask my niece. I gave my niece the first book. I might ask her if she wants this one as well. Don't know. I'll see. Anyway, that's me done, and I will hopefully be back soon. Bye.